You know how it feels when you put your heart into something day after day, but still feel like the world is pushing you down? When the bills pile up and the hours stretch longer than they should, leaving you wondering if anyone even notices? Well, today's story might just hit close to home for you. Before we dive in, take a moment to press that like button because you're here, and I truly believe this tale was written with you in mind. Tell me where you're watching from. Dallas? Toronto? Sydney? Drop your location in the comments below so we can see how far this message reaches. Now, let's talk about secrets. Secrets hidden behind closed doors, whispered frustrations over coffee breaks, or muttered complaints under breaths while clocking out late at night. Have you ever wondered what happens when those secrets reach the ears of the one person who holds all the power? What if the boss walks in on everything you've said about them? Let's dive deeper. The diner wasn't much to look at. Its neon sign flickered faintly, spelling Lakeside Diner in mismatched letters. Inside, though, life buzzed louder than any fancy restaurant downtown. The clatter of plates, hissing griddles, and hurried footsteps created a symphony of hard work. For employees like Mira Dawson, every shift meant trading smiles for tips and stretching her paycheck as far as it could go. She'd been working there for 3 years now, juggling rent payments and dreams of opening her own cafe someday. But lately, frustration had started creeping in. Another double shift, she muttered, tying her apron tighter around her waist. Her co-worker, Ben Harper, a lanky guy with perpetually messy hair, leaned against the counter beside her. "You okay?" he asked, concern etched across his face. Mira sighed deeply. "I don't know, Ben. It's just, we bust our backs here, and for what? Minimum wage raises once a year? Do they even care?" Ben shrugged, glancing toward the manager's office. "Care? Nah, they're too busy counting profits upstairs. You think they hear us complaining? Doubt it." Little did they know, someone was listening, not just then, but closer than they imagined. Earlier that morning, Victor Langston, the CEO of Lakeside Enterprises, had made an unexpected decision. He'd grown tired of sitting in boardrooms, disconnected from the heartbeat of his company. So, disguised in a worn flannel shirt, jeans, and a baseball cap, he walked through the diner's glass doors unnoticed. As he took a seat near the kitchen window, he felt both excited and uneasy. This was risky, sure, but necessary. How else would he understand what really went on beneath the surface? He ordered coffee and pancakes, watching silently as servers darted past him. That's when he heard it, the first murmur of discontent. "I swear," Mira said to Ben during a rare lull, "if they paid us better, maybe turnover wouldn't be so high. People leave because they can't survive on this crap." Victor froze mid-sip. His stomach tightened. Was it true? Had he ignored the struggles of his staff for too long? Then came another voice, Lisa Torres, the head waitress. She joined Mira and Ben by the counter, her arms crossed tightly. And don't get me started on management. Always talking big numbers. But do they ever ask how we're doing? No, never. Victor lowered his cup slowly, guilt gnawing at him. These weren't lazy complainers. These were people pouring their energy into his business, only to feel unseen and undervalued. And yet, instead of stepping forward, he stayed silent, absorbing their words like a sponge. What would happen next? Would he confront them? Or keep pretending to be invisible? Throughout the day, Victor shadowed various employees, learning more than he ever expected. He helped bus tables with Alex Monroe, a college student working part-time to cover tuition fees. Alex confided in him, saying, "Man, sometimes I wonder why I bother. I'm barely scraping by, and my parents are struggling to help. If only wages were higher." Later, he assisted Mira during lunch rush, marveling at her ability to handle chaos with grace. When she accidentally spilled soup on a customer's lap, Victor rushed to clean it up alongside her, whispering, "It's not your fault. Stuff happens." She gave him a grateful smile, unaware of who he really was. "Thanks, call me Vic," he replied quickly, avoiding eye contact. By evening, exhaustion weighed heavily on everyone, including Victor himself. Yet, despite the physical toll, his mind raced with questions. Why hadn't he seen this before? Why hadn't anyone spoken up sooner? As closing time approached, Lisa gathered the team for their nightly debrief. Standing in the corner, Victor listened intently. "Look, guys," Lisa began, her tone soft and now, "I know things are tough. Trust me, I feel it too. But complaining won't fix anything unless we speak up to them. Maybe write letters? Petitions? Something." Her words struck a chord. Letters? Petitions? Victor realized that despite the frustrations, his employees weren't giving up. They wanted change. They just needed someone to listen. But before he could process further, fate intervened in the most dramatic way possible. Just as Lisa finished speaking, the door swung open violently. A man stormed inside, shouting loudly. Everyone froze. "Where is he?" the intruder demanded, scanning the room. His gaze landed on Victor instantly. "There you are." Victor stood up, confused. "Who are you?" The man smirked cruelly. "Your investors sent me. They found out you've been sneaking around, playing dress-up. Thought you'd try to meddle in operations, huh?" Gasps rippled through the room. Mira stepped forward hesitantly. "Wait, this is Victor Langston?" Victor nodded reluctantly, bracing himself for backlash. Instead, silence enveloped the diner. Finally, Lisa broke it. "So you heard everything?" "Yes," Victor admitted, his voice trembling slightly. "Every word. And I'm sorry." For a moment, no one moved. Then, surprisingly, Mira spoke up. "We didn't mean disrespect. We love this place, but it's hard. Really hard." Tears welled in Victor's eyes. Here stood people who cared enough to fight for fairness, even when it felt hopeless. He owed them more than excuses. He owed them action. The next morning, Victor called an emergency meeting with his executives. Armed with notes from his undercover experience, he laid out bold changes: increased wages, improved benefits, and monthly check-ins with staff. Some protested, citing budget constraints, but Victor held firm. "This isn't negotiable," he declared. "Our success depends on these people. Without them, we have nothing." Back at the diner, news spread quickly. Employees cheered, hugged each other, and thanked Victor personally. Even skeptical ones softened, realized his apology wasn't empty. It was genuine. Months later, Lakeside thrived like never before. Morale soared, turnover dropped, and profits rose steadily. Victor often visited, blending in seamlessly among his team. One evening, as he sipped coffee with Mira, she smiled knowingly. "You changed everything, Vic." "No," he corrected gently. "You did, by speaking up, even when it seemed impossible. And there lies a lesson, for you, for me, for everyone watching. Change begins when voices unite. So, tell me, what will you stand up for today? Before you leave, remember to share this story if it resonated with you. Like, comment, and subscribe for more tales that touch hearts worldwide. Thank you for being here. You make this journey worthwhile.